any water?
No, not for you.
That sucks.
Hello. Welcome to Green Cow. We're here, only 3 minutes late.
You guys are glad you're not actually here. I'm just saying, because somebody's a little strange
Be
today.
glad you're not
You
here.
won't even let me have a drink of water.
Not at 3:03.
Barely.
Go off with you. Go.
Come on, let's talk about what we're talking about, if we're going to talk about anything.
We're going to talk about stuff. Hi, somebody.
Hello. Say hi if you're here. Let us know that you're watching. Tell us why you're glad you're not actually in this room right now. Learn to turn the volume down on your phone. All right. Hello. I can't say good morning because it's not morning. Usually I say good morning, so I can't do that because it's afternoon. But please do say hi. Let us know that you're here. Let us know some good news that's going on in your life or in the world right now. We would love to hear more from you. We are currently live on several different platforms. So we're going to continue the talk that Lee started this morning. Hi, Dawn. Thank you so much for that advice you gave me earlier today.
Hi, Dawn.
Dawn is here, and she helped me out with some questions about oils and essential oils and allergies. Because I've got a kid that has allergies, and the school doesn't want to let him go back to school until he has no signs of allergies.
Tom Etling is watching.
So.
I don't usually see these things, but that just showed up. I don't know why it's on my phone, but hi, Tom. Nice to see you.
And Mark is here. So
hello, Mark.
Thanks for being here. I can see that we have several people watching. I'm going to hover over this thing right here. Yeah, so we've
personally or with the mouse?
You just go on hover around the room. We'll see how that works for you. Well, we've got several people tuning in today, so we're going to finish Lee's talk.
Reminder.
What? I think I know this one. He puts a reminder up here to smile. Can you guys see that? I think we need, when you take your kids in to get their pictures done and they're 2 and they have the person on the other end of the camera that's holding up a toy. I think we need that. Although that would probably be distracting for me.
Anything is distracting.
Everything is distracting for me. But actually, I've started to get better at that. And some of the stuff that Dawn has taught me with the oils have really helped with that. So that's cool and fun and awesome. But yes, I do appreciate Dawn's help this morning with giving me some advice about essential oils and allergies, because I'm experiencing them, my kids are experiencing them, and in COVID land, if anybody has a symptom of anything, they're not allowed to go anywhere. And I don't really want to over-medicate my kids with cold medicine to get their noses to stop running, because cold medicine is not super good for you unless you absolutely need it.
Does Dayquil work for that?
Yeah, but again, it's not something that, unless they're really, really suffering, which they're not, it's just normal allergies. See, when I have a runny nose, I tend to wipe it, but my 4-year-old not necessarily. So
that would be too much information.
Come on, if anybody has had a 4-year-old, you know how that goes. Oh, cool. Mark is enrolled in Dawn's trial this month. So cool. That's exciting. Yeah. I think those are every month. And you learn some cool things. So yes. I see that 5 people are here. Only 2 people have said hi that I can see. If you're watching and you have not said hi, please say hi.
This is the first time in a long time we came on this time of day. Mm-hmm. Did you send out a reminder?
No. You didn't tell me to, just so you know. That didn't actually happen. So, but we're here. I don't know how many people actually pay attention to that.
Okay,
anyway,
so nobody knows we're live. Well, a few people found us somehow.
They get notifications if they follow us. So yeah, if you follow us, you get a notification that we're going live. And so we're coming on live at this time of the day, partly because I had some stuff I had to take care of this morning with kiddos. and partly because we want to kind of reach more people than normally come on at 9 o'clock in the morning. So
Right.
if you're here, if it's the first time watching or like the 274th time watching, that reminds me of how Charity, when she was little, she would probably like kill me if she knew I was telling the story, and I'm Facebook friends with her, but who cares? She used to make me keep track of the amount of times that we watched Frozen. Like, she was like, what time are we on now, Mom? 247? And like,
I did that same thing.
yeah, you watched it once or
No.
0 times. So,
But
yeah.
I'm keeping track.
Oh, look at that. Mark says, at least we have our schedule down because he saw you with the Virtues card this morning and he was confused about what day it is. So that's why we're here at Green Cow, to thoroughly confuse you about what day it is. It's not like people already don't know that.
So the Virtues card this morning was cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you enjoyed it, Mark.
Yes.
And if not, don't tell us about that.
Or do tell us about it and tell us what other things you would like us to talk about. So are we continuing the talk on cooperation today for Business Wednesday? Or?
Well, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I did talk about how nice it was that we were able to cooperate.
Brandon said, what month is it?
It's 12.
I think it's March for one more day, which means all those delicious Irish cream flavors are going away, everybody. So gotta wait another year for those.
So a couple of weeks it'll be pumpkin spice, right?
It should always be pumpkin spice. I just like pumpkin spice should always be an option.
Wouldn't it be awesome if they put some pumpkin in pumpkin spice?
I just like the smell of pumpkin spice, but it does smell very folly, so it is a little weird to smell.
Folly. It smells folly. That sounds like a folly.
We need to find Will Rogers, I suppose. Will Rogers Follies? No? Okay.
No.
All right.
So this morning, in our previous exciting episode, I talked about cooperation and how it's really difficult to do anything alone. Even if you're a solopreneur, you just can't do it alone. You got to be part of a community. You have to have somebody who supports you, somebody you can bounce ideas off of.
Mm-hmm. That didn't even seem funny, but okay.
You didn't see the little movie that went on in my head.
Bouncing ideas. All right. I think we're done here, guys. So is there a point to this? You should have someone you can bounce ideas off of.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Do that. That's a good thing.
Okay. And so we're
And hi, Brandon. Yes. Quarter one is over.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that? A whole quarter of the year is done.
That's scary.
The good thing about that is that means that warmer weather is coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
But
this weekend, actually, it's supposed to be really nice for Easter weekend.
So if you're considering starting working on your 2021 goals, this would be a good time to get started.
Yeah, that's the time to do that. No, I think though that there is value to say in like if you're don't spend too much time being unhappy about how fast the year has gone. Spend more time.
It's not like you get a do-over.
Yeah, focusing on the next thing. So, yeah. So let's see. Mark says to Brandon, I spent the morning updating my QuickBooks and getting my quarterly taxes and profit distribution. Okay, cool. I spent the morning dealing with a 4-year-old. No, but that's good also. Oh, who's not allowed to go back to school because he has a runny nose? All right. So what do we have to say about cooperation? Anything? Everything?
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So everything about cooperation.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that need any further explanation?
Then we're going to be here for a while.
Oh, well, we're usually here for a while anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're not here, then it tends to get short.
That's what happens. I guess
Yeah.
I'm long-winded. So.
Yeah, but you have good stuff to say. So
Well, what I
that's a
would
good
really
thing.
like to hear is from some of our viewers. If you have stories of times of cooperation, or like when you found someone that's really helped you to move forward, or stories of things like that, I always like to hear those. That's something that's valuable and helpful to me. And yeah. So.
Here at Green Cow, we had a co-working space, and it was great. Things were going well, and we had people coming and all that. And when we needed to make the transition to 100% virtual, it took the cooperation of lots of people, many of whom were already members.
Mhm.
A lot of those people are still members, even though we don't get to meet in person.
Mhm.
And so I'm grateful for that cooperation that happened. People, had to change the way they did things, and they had to get used to Zoom and things like that. By the way, we're using StreamYard today. StreamYard allows us to bring people on if they want to come on and talk with us in a separate little window.
If they're a sponsor.
if they're a sponsor. And so if anybody out there who is a sponsor would like to come on and talk about cooperation or anything else, I think we can do that, right?
Yeah. So one of the things that I kind of have in my mind about cooperation that I've seen kind of happening lately is that there's a lot of people in our community, and then I think just sort of in general, but in our community specifically, who try to work with people on like a specific area of their lives and helping those people improve in that area.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about like Mark and his budget boot camp, and Monique and her organization, and like Dawn with her wellness, and all of those people who really, they know a lot about a certain topic or area, and they really focus on that. And what's really cool is I've been seeing a lot of kind of partnerships or collaborations start between people who know things about different topics. Especially like, because sometimes you're working with somebody on, a wellness thing, and then it's really an organizational problem. That's
Sure.
part of it could be a scheduling challenge.
There are a lot of pieces to everybody's puzzle.
Yeah. So. And so I know that Mark recently, you started or retooled a group or something that you had to focus on like health and wealth and something else. So I thought that was cool. So I've seen a lot of those kind of collaborations starting, and I think that that's really awesome, because I think you see people that like they try to be the person that knows everything about everything, and that generally doesn't work well.
I don't think that ever works well.
I mean, you can be a person that's sort of generally knowledgeable.
Sure.
I mean, I know a lot of people like that too, that just seem to like know all the facts.
Yeah, but you probably can't be a real true expert at everything.
Yeah. But those, I know.
And if so, I don't want you to do brain surgery on me.
Yeah. No rocket surgery. Wait, what? So anyway, what I was going to say is that, I've seen a lot of these kind of collaborations and partnerships pop up in our community. And what's really cool about that is that when I first started my business, I didn't see a whole lot of that. Like when I was needing help, I did not run into that, other than maybe with Green Cow, and then Barbara Carr with the work that she was doing, where she sent me out to a lot of different people and introduced me to Toastmasters and things like that. But I remember just trying to learn about Facebook ads and social media and all that. That's kind of why I started getting to know it myself, because I went to several different people and I would say, okay, so the extent of your knowledge is this, but, I need to understand all of these things. So how can you lead me to someone who understands everything? And it really just wasn't there. And so I was getting pieces of information. It was frustrating to me trying to start a business, because I couldn't get the information that I needed. So that was frustrating to me, seeing those lack of collaboration, I suppose. And so now that I'm seeing a lot of that pop up in our community and elsewhere, I just think that that's really exciting. So yeah.
Sure.
And I know that I helped with some collaboration this week too between two of our sponsors, Abdul and Becky.
Oh, cool.
Because Abdul is thinking of starting a nonprofit organization, and he asked me if I knew anything about it, and I said nope, but I know somebody that does.
Yeah. So you'll see Becky, I think, behind us at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're interested in promoting yourself here, it's really easy to do. It's inexpensive, and we have how many members now? 500 and some members.
Almost 6. I don't know. Almost 550. So that's just in our group, and then we're expanding our platform and our reach as well. But what's exciting is that people in our community tend to be really highly engaged. So that's exciting, and people see connections happen instead of just kind of tapering off, which I think is exciting. So Mark said, I used to not be good at cooperation. My kindergarten teacher said doesn't play well in the sandbox. I've learned just to watch who I let in my sandbox, and my cooperation has increased massively.
Massively. I don't think we use that word here, do we?
It's one of those words. So Lee doesn't like that word.
Thank you for that, Mark. He also said that he's collaborating with other coaches in his new group, which is Healthy You, Ideal Body, Mind, and Money.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That is cool. And I think those collaborations are really important, because I think, a lot of this stuff that Mark deals with and other people deal with it's all just kind of like behavior changes. And so sometimes, one thing impacts the other, and it's good to have someone else you can talk to. But I'm with you with the watch who you let in your sandbox kind of thing. There's actually.
Speaking of, there were several people who wanted to get into this sandbox.
Yes, and if Carla's watching, that's a challenge that we were working on with the MailChimp redundancies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll get to you with that. Speaking of sandboxes, there were tadpoles in mine last summer.
Oh,
yeah.
Yippee.
Baby frogs. So every morning my kids would go out and see if they could see the baby frogs.
Did they ever see baby frogs?
Oh yeah, there were tadpoles in there. Did
they ever get to
baby frog stage? Yeah, they did. They didn't overrun my yard, which was nice. But they were enough to be fun. But yeah, the sandbox went from sandbox to science experiment, but that was okay.
I don't want to hear more about that.
No, they were just raising the tadpoles in the sandbox instead of playing in it, but that was all right.
Okay.
So, and yeah, so Mark said there's a massive shortage of the word massively.
Yeah, that's the problem with massive.
It's too massive.
It's just
too massive.
It's too much.
Brandon said oftentimes our health impacts our wealth. Yeah, I found that to be true with there's a lot of things that are connected, and sometimes getting to the root of those issues, you kind of think the problem is one thing, but you realize that it might actually be something else entirely. Yeah.
I agree with that statement. Oftentimes our health impacts our wealth. Our health impacts everything. So, and I become more aware of that as I get older. You got to watch your health, because if you don't have your health, you might have wealth still, but you won't be enjoying it quite as much.
I think that goes for mental health too. See, for me, a lot of stuff boils down to how my brain works. And because my brain likes to do a lot of fun ADHD kind of things. And so getting on top of that was really huge for me. But I think it's really true that what Brandon said, because you don't always know, what is really the root of some of your challenges. Sometimes you start working on one thing, and then you realize that some of your bigger problems lie elsewhere, So Phyllis wants to know if she brings her own pail and shovel to the sandbox. It's a BYOP, bring your own pail. BYOB, bring your own bucket. So there you go. So yeah, Brandon says growth and fixed mindset is really important. We've talked about that on these shows before, and how like if you're the fixed mindset being like the things that just happen to me and like then I can't do anything about it and I'm this way forever. Whereas
What an
the
awful thought.
growth mindset is more like this is something that I'm experiencing now. How do I learn and grow and change it?
I like that one better.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I think it can be, I like that one better too, but I don't know that it's always as easy as just saying, yeah, I'm going to like this one better. So I think that there's some practice that goes into play there.
Oh, you mean doing it is a little different than
just saying it? Yeah.
Well, that's true for just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it reminds me of a story. My granddaughters, who are 19 now, they this was several years ago. They watched the movie Soul Surfer.
Okay.
And they watched it, and then they watched it again, and they watched it a few more times.
Kind of like my daughter in Frozen?
I guess. Anyway, so we went down to Florida, and we were on the Atlantic side where the waves, I think, tend to be a little bit bigger. Where are we then? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, they were certain that they were experts because they watched the movie so many times. And they found that it's a little different doing it. So they're moving down to Florida the day after Easter, and they're going to try to pick up the surfing thing again. But just watching the movie doesn't get you there.
Yeah, I think that Hollywood has a tendency to do that, try to make people think that they're experts. But if you want to become an expert surfer, you can always go to Six Flags because they have like a surfing simulator there, and they actually have an instructor who will like teach you on the simulator. So that's cool. I'm really excited that Six Flags is opening back up April 24th. So I'm going to renew my membership and be out there doing weird theme park stuff. I actually thought about moving to Florida. I was very much considering it for a little while, but I really didn't want to have to leave all of my friends and have to start over trying to find friends around me. So
yeah, I like Mark's Mike Tyson quote.
Mhm.
Everybody's got a plan until they get hit. Have you ever seen those one-punch knockouts? You know, the guy went in there
Mhm.
fully intending to win a fight and took one punch and he was done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Brandon also said we have both mindsets all the time in different areas. Carol Dweck's book, which I have read part of, that's the Growth Mindset book, is a powerful read on growth mindset. So yeah, I think it's actually just called Growth Mindset.
Growth mindset.
Yeah. So both mindsets at all the time in different areas. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, and I, again, kind of going back to finding, you know, when you start working on one thing, a lot of times it becomes clear that you need to work on something else, or another thing is really the main issue or an adjacent issue or something like that.
So if anybody's feeling that acutely right now, like, gosh, I need to do something,
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. We'd love to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I just go back to why I think that that's so good that's why we have these collaborations, because, you know, sometimes when you're in that space and you uncover that thing, like you don't necessarily even know what to call it. So you need to talk to somebody that has some experience in that area. And when you can be personally introduced to someone, well, I'll even just say this. So we have a lot of people in here that do different kinds of coaching and teaching and stuff like that. So do I. And I know that watching now, Brandon and Mark and Phyllis, you guys are in finance and interior design. We had Dawn here who does stuff with oils and wellness. And so I know like those are maybe a little bit more concrete areas, but I know that there are things that you do that people don't even know that there is a person that does that. Right? Like a lot of times when people find me as a career coach and a resume writer, they're like, we didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, yeah, it's a thing. But I think that that's really true for a lot of us who might be thinking, I have this issue, and not even realizing that there's people out there that do specialize
There are
in
people
that
who
particular area.
specialize in everything.
But
so.
people don't know that. That's the thing. Sometimes the person that has the need doesn't know that, or they don't know how to find them,
Well-
or they don't know what words to search on Google, Because it's like you think, oh, yeah, I need help with my career. A lot of times the first person that somebody goes to is like a therapist. And there are some therapists that do some of that, like more like counseling, career counseling kind of stuff. But they might be like, well, I know what I want to do. It's just I don't know like the actual tools. I don't know the things I need to do. Like what's the step 1, 2, 3, right?
Mhm.
And so that's true. The people that might need you might not know how to find you. And so Brandon says that you can call him and his wife the safe money specialist. So that's cool.
Safe money specialist. Cool.
But yeah, so I think that collaboration is really important because of just how you can help people who need, someone who specializes in a certain thing to find that person, because they might not know where to look. They might be too tired or frustrated to look. They might not know how to look. And yeah.
So if you're here, if you're seeing this, and by the way, if you're watching the replay, please type in the hashtag replay and ask us any questions that you have. This group is an example of a community that is all about helping you to develop whatever it is that you're doing so that you can make money in your business and do what you love all at the same time, which is definitely possible. So we have 500 and some people in this group right now. Most of them are engaged in the community, and they contact us from time to time, or they'll be on a call like this, or they'll make a comment in the Facebook group. There's lots of expertise out there in lots of different areas. And so if you have a question about something, all you really need to do is participate a little bit, talk to us here, ask a question, go into the group. Not everybody's comfortable typing in a chat like this, but reach out somehow.
Sure.
Somehow.
Yeah, I think that's and then again, that's one of the things that we do is when people come in our group, we send them, sometimes they're not people that we can help. We send them off to somebody who can. And I think that kind of collaboration is really important. And it would have been something I would have really liked to see when I first started my business. But even though, and there was some of that, like I think Mark mentioned, he worked with Barbara Carr also, and that was good. And, but, this is something I think that we all can do to help other people too, is to put them in touch with the people that are going to best help them. So,
cool.
Yeah. Mark says, you can call me the money plumber. I help get your budget unstuck. All right. Well, with that toilet humor there.
You're going to have to change your logo to a
that
toilet.
Would actually be really funny. I think you should do it, Mark. I think you should do it.
Hey, everything's a test, right?
I've seen some funny logos and business names. I saw I told you that I've always wanted to have a fencing company called Department of Defense. I just find that really funny. Sorry. I don't know.
I think you should do that.
I
Right
think
away.
I should.
Right, get on that
It's
one.
not as good as Mark's toilet plumber, money plumber.
The money plumber.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that's I'm afraid it said, oh crap. Nice. I think we're gonna close this down before it gets any worse. Since we have a tendency to act like we're 12. So
Nah.
yeah.
Well, it's nice to see. Actually, I saw a couple of new faces on my phone. They
Mhm.
didn't show up in StreamYard, but
I think that's because you're on your profile, or you're on Green Cow. I think you're
I'm
on
Green Cow.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So it is nice to see familiar people, new people, all of that. If you have a question, a thought, you can let us know. If you have questions about career transitions or business, click that link and sign up for a slot. I think we finally have our calendar talking to our appointment schedulers. That was a fun one for a while there.
The idea is for new people.
Okay, I'm just gonna quit looking at the chat.
For new people to the group, we offer this time slot to actually talk to us directly, and so we can better understand what it is that you do, what you're trying to do, how we might be able to help you. And yeah, it's supposed to be working now, right?
I think so. Cool. Supposed to be, but fingers crossed. Mark's throwing out the dad jokes over there. I like that. I enjoy a good dad joke.
What makes it a dad joke?
That's like super corny.
Oh.
All right.
There's a day will come when you are the butt of that joke.
That's fine. I'm fine with being the butt of the joke. There's no mom jokes because mom's scary. Like, get your clothes, get your shoes and your coat on, or you don't want to know what's going to happen.
Okay. Anybody got any mom jokes?
There's no mom jokes.
We need a little balance here.
You don't even want to go there. No one's brave enough. All right. So book a call with us by clicking the link if you have questions about career or business that you'd like to talk with us about, whether it's a specific challenge that you're going through, or you just want to let us know a little bit more about you and what you're doing. Or
if you want to tell us if you like coffee or tea.
You're tell us a dad joke. Huh? Or tell us a dad joke. No. We're not even going to go there. If you are interested in being on the screen behind us and becoming a sponsor, I know that there's actually several sponsors that we don't have up here yet because we're working on getting them up there. But if you're interested in becoming a sponsor and learning more about that and what that can do for you and why it's beneficial, go ahead and leave us a hashtag sponsor or click the link in the description. And I think it's just about it. So it's about time for your nap. It's Lee's nap time.
It's 3:30.
After that, he will have story time and a snack.
I think you're making fun of me again, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, thank you people for being here, for participating. We appreciate all your comments, so go ahead and write something in the chat, even if it's during the replay, and we'll certainly get back to you as soon as we can. And as Miranda mentioned, if you'd like to be one of our sponsors, it's super easy to do, so just let us know that.
And by the way, that can be you or your business. So most everybody up here, we have like a person and a business, but if you have a business where it's just a business that you would like to have featured up there and you don't necessarily want to be featured personally, that's something we can do also. So just leave us a message. We'll talk about it.
Or if you want to be a sponsor, but you want to be anonymous, we'll just put anonymous. No link to anything. And just a cartoon picture.
That's kind of funny. Like, all right. I think we need to get off this call before.
Okay, everybody. We'll make this a great day, the rest of this day, and do something really nice for somebody and a whole bunch of people if you can. And we are scheduled to be here on Friday. We have other events that we do for members and things like that, but we will be here on Friday talking about
career stuff. Yeah, Friday's career chat Friday. So be here on Friday. So doing something really nice for somebody, like driving them to the fast charger so they can charge their car.
Oh, not that nice.
Man.
Some people choose to drive electric cars knowing full well that there's no charging stations anywhere near.
They're close to you. It's like 2 minutes away. How is that not near?
Okay.
Because we have a different definition of near. All right. We will see you all on Friday or before. Sponsors, we will see you tomorrow, and we'll see everybody sometime. All right.
Sometime.
Bye.
Bye.